here he is. How are you? Welcome back. It's our second video, and this time I'll try and move my head a little bit less. I was a bit of feedback I got from the previous one. I moved too much, but blame my heritage. I can't do a lot about where I'm from. London, I guess. But so today the video is about my favourite watch ever. So what we have here, it's a Zenith, the model reference 95.0102.418. So yeah, really cool sounding name. There's no real nickname, sadly. Just going to check that's the reference on the back, just to be sure. Yeah, it's quite close. It's actually it was a weird one, which we'll explain about the case back references as well in a second. This one, it's made of titanium. It's from the mid-80s. Comes on its integrated titanium matching bracelet as well. And it has an El Primero caliber inside. So these ones, they made 200 or so units between 1984 and 1986. So quite a short production run, all things considered, of how many watches made. It's interesting for me, it became at a time when the brand was resurfacing, coming back to life. So the story behind this piece, and the reason why it came into my head and sank in so much, is I started personally collecting Zenith in 2014. So it's been a while. It was January 2014 actually, and it was El Primero Day that caught my eye. El Primero Day, not the first of the month that they now like to use as a reference. The original from the announcement in January 1969 of the watch being announced to the world. So that was around that time, but many years later. And I started, I picked up my first ever reference, which was a G583, which I still have to today. After that, I went down a vintage rabbit hole. I picked up a book. It's probably still one of the best ones still about. It's not many about vintage Zenith. It's by a guy, chap called Manfred Rosler, written in German. There are English translations available, and I got a copy of that many years ago. Flicking through it like a little child, going through the book. Caught my eye. A year later, I managed to actually get one. And what I really liked about it, there's not much information out there about these. If you Google that reference number I gave you at the start, 95.0102.418, the first hit actually comes up is a forum thread from Amiga forums that I wrote many years back, literally 10 years ago, about this exact watch in my hand, asking for more information. And there's not much out there, as you can see. This one has a minor little chip on the glass there, which makes me smile every time I see it. It's not the best example in the world, but it's the one I like. It's the one I've worn. I wore it on many special occasion. I wore it when my son was born, my own El Primero, and so I've kept it since then. Well, since even before that time. So going back to the watch itself, it's a lovely black matte dial, so it hasn't got any real gloss to it. Just a nice, simple matte colour tone with a matching complementary tachymeter bezel, but it's slightly at an angle, not completely flat. It's quite hard to sort of see in photos sometimes, but it does actually have a lot of depth to it. Quite a 3D image, more than you imagine. And really nice markers, hour markers, which are just applied metals. No actual gemstones used, but because of the way they've cut them, it actually has a little glimmer to it. So it's understated bling. And on a sort of a stealthy vibe. So we got the complementing, as opposed to not free, complementing integrated titanium bracelet, which is actually nigh on impossible to find one if you ever need one. In many years, I've actually found one spare bracelet, which I was quite happy to come across. So if you do ever find one of these watches, try and get them with the bracelets if you can. But you won't get many of them because there's not too many around anyway. This one has the El Primero movement inside, which is my niche in collecting anyway. But these ones, they came with the 3019 PHF or the 41. Actually, let me start that again. So we have the El Primero 3019 PHC, and then we've gone on to the PHF. At the time that these were being made, when they started making these models, they were initially, the company was using up old stock movements that they had left over of the PHF. Then we went on to the 41.0, which is a transitionary El Primero caliber, really pretty rare, and they only made it for a couple of short period of time. And then we went on to the 4100, or 410, not 4100, sorry. So these pretty uncommon, nice looking watches. We have a moon phase there. We have the date, as every El Primero or most do. We have the day and the month. This particular example is in French, as you can see from the language in Fèvre, for Fèvre. My French was pretty poor at school, so I'm not going to get any better now. It's a lovely looking watch. They do come in other languages. I've seen them in Italian date wheels and German as well. And this one's not for sale because it's my own, but we do have another one here on the tray. It's quite rare to see one, but to find two together, it's another sight in itself. It's actually quite interesting. We try and do a close-up shot of the two of them together. The one we have for sale is actually a bit more of a vibrant dial. It's a deeper black. The whites are more vivid. Arguably should be one I was going to keep if I was going to choose one that's a better example condition. But that's not the way I collect. I personally collect the ones I prefer, just the aesthetics, or the ones I have a more of an emotional attachment to, which is a bad way of collecting, but it works for me. So the other one, here we go. It's the same model, but slightly different. Same, different. Same, but different. With this correct sign crown, the correct clasp, correct handset. It's a lovely watch. Nothing to really complain. So there's that one. They also did make these in other dial variants, which are equally rare. There's another couple of bracelet types. We'll try and do a video of those in the future. If you like that, let me know. If not, then I'll move on to something else. Let me know what you want to see, and we'll do that. Thank you very much. Cheers.